Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a brand new 2019 album review. And today we're going to be looking into the new album from the band While She Sleeps, entitled So What, which was released through, Spinefarm Records, I believe. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with While She Sleeps, they're a metalcore band based out of Sheffield, England, that formed in 2006. I discovered While She Sleeps about, I think about 2 years ago from their previous album being You Are We. And I heard the one song called Silent Speaks featuring Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon. And I was like, wow, this is pretty good. So I went and checked out all their other stuff and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. But this album, sort of like top You Are We, in my honest opinion, I think it kind of has. I feel like with this album, it's sort of a step up from like their previous work. Um, and I feel like with this album, it's sort of like it's sort of like they changed a lot of different stuff. And I really like sort of the production on this album is just really good. Let's just talk about the vocal work from Lawrence Laws Taylor. Like his like harsh yells and just growls and are just really just in there. I mean, I feel like he's improved a lot as a vocalist, and sort of like also the clean vocals from their or one of their guitar players, Matt Welsh. His cleans really just shine really well. And guitar wise, Matt Welsh and Sean Long's guitar playing is just really just crunchy sounding. The bass playing wise from Aaron McKenzie, you could definitely hear the bass pretty well in the mix, and the drumming from Adam Savage, I believe his name is. His drums are just pretty good, and I just really like this. Pretty much kind of like captures sort of like how While She Sleeps is just live, like especially when they have like a use of like choirs and stuff. If you've been to a While She Sleeps show, you definitely know. And I've seen While She Sleeps, like in October 2017 when they were playing with Arch Enemy, Trivium, and different Autopsy, and they put on a really good show. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, the album opens up with the song Antisocial, and the record quickly descends into what some people may consider musical nostalgia, with a catchy but instrumentally complex introductory riff before the vocals carry the song onwards from this point. And despite sort of like the screaming, sort of like singing dynamic, meaning the key agreement that a lot of like metalcore has built his rules on from the very beginning as well, like influenced as much as like late 90s, early 2000s post-hardcore, or as much as metal. The combination of the varying vocal styles belonging to both Lawrence and Matt to Lawrence, and sort of like Matt and Sean contribute to significant amount of terms in allowing While She Sleeps to stand out amongst like many other of their contemporaries. Next song on here is I've Seen It All, where pulsating synths create sort of like a right atmosphere for Lawrence's emotional screams and some serious mesmerizing guitars on this track. Inspire, which runs with the concept and seek to break down and motivate change with some truly catchy melodies. And then we go into the title track of the album being So What, which has a very mellow start to it until the harsh vocals kick in. And one of those songs that turns up the dial right here. It starts very mellow and the guitars and the vocals kick in and it pretty much changes everything. And it really has like a grooviness to it, and also has a little bit of a melody to like the guitars, and it has a good accent to the guitar, and it sounds very wide ranging. Okay. And then we go into another one of the singles off of this album being The Guilty Party, which in fact some of the parts in here are absolutely banging. It starts off with a very interesting bit of the female choir like vocals, a lot of the choir use, like I mentioned with this album, but not something I've heard on like Go While She Sleeps album before. But it's cool to see them like this band sort of like pushing boundaries and adding sort of new element that's making them stand out from like a lot of other metalcore acts, and is joined by a pretty decent riff before the shout of Welcome to the Guilty Party sees the tempo and aggression jump to whole new levels. Next on the album is called Haunt Me, which is the only thing that's really different from their usual songs here, is that the screaming is a lot less prominent than compared to like all their other songs. Other than that, the guitars are still very complex. The song structure is very interesting. The lyrics are similar to what they've been writing to before, in my opinion. And by that, I mean even though they are far from like my favorite lyricists in the genre of metalcore, they are pretty good at writing some very impactful sentences and placing them well within the song. Next song in here is called Elephant, which this is kind of, I know you think it's kind of like a weird song name, but honestly, I think this is, in my opinion, probably my favorite song on the album. I absolutely love it when the song starts out with just one riff and then another. Before you know it, the entire family has come together and you can't stop yourself from like banging your head as hard as you can. And the minute the vocals get added to the mix, you'll find yourself singing along to the song. This right here is what metalcore is about, and it pretty much got to be one of, like I said, my favorite song on the album. I absolutely love it when it's just like, this is right, like in my opinion, I feel like this is pretty much what metalcore is all about. Set You Free, which is a lot more of a slower, more melodic track, and the much talked about choir makes an absolute appearance on the song before the real traditional sounding thing While She Sleeps riff kicks in, and it keeps things mellow for a little bit before the pace quickens, and then when things start to get a lot bit more hardcore, surprisingly catchy, and it gets heavier and faster with the vocals getting rawer and more throat shredding leading into the chorus of the song. Good Grief, and pretty much catches in on that epic guitar work from Sean and Matt. I really like it. Back on My Mind, which comes along, I don't even know where to start with this song. Every single aspect about this song is really nearly perfect. The riffs are killer and the vocals tell painful yet real truth. Whatever you may take the meaning as, it always remain everything that sort of like While She Sleeps stand for. And then the album closes with Gates of Paradise, which I think is a great way to end this album, just ending with just thundering frenzy. Let's see. Now overall, So What by While She Sleeps, I think this band just pushes boundaries and just sort of like make themselves stand out from a lot of different metalcore acts, like with the especially with this new album that they've done, like compared to like previous albums, they've had like a lot of like more clean vocals, a lot more choirs, which makes it like stand out, especially captures what they are live in the studio. So if I were to give this album a score, I'm definitely going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the new While She Sleeps, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video, and keep it metal.